Capricorn, welcome Capricorn to Blood Moon Oracle. We are looking at what it is that you will have to be thankful for in the month of November, right? Even though we don't wait till Thanksgiving or this season to be thankful, every day we have something, but that's going to be the focus of this read. What is it that you will have to be thankful for in the month of November? Capricorn. So what is it that Capricorn will be thankful for this month, Spirit? All right. So we have the prison waif, the Queen of the Light. I like that one. The Word Lord. I like that one too. And the Eyes of Beauty. Oh, I like this energy, Capricorn. So there could be things that you have stumbled over often. I feel like this month is going to provide a consciousness around that, an awareness that's going to be very on point. Nothing is going to get by you this month when it comes to your tendencies to dismiss what it is that you need to know, or what it is that needs to be addressed or confronted, right? You're going to be very aware this month and tapped in, and I feel like you're going to be ready to overcome anything that might stand in the way of stopping you from doing what you need to do or what you want to do, right? With the prison waif, it's that kind of energy. It's things coming up to try to sabotage what we're doing, but I don't feel like it's going to be successful this month. I think this month is going to be a month that you're tapped in a way that none of those things are going to get by unchecked. And I feel like there's going to be a level of appreciation towards that, being able to see that. There's one thing to not be aware of what is causing, challenges. But when we become aware of it, like, that's half the battle. The other half is just doing what needs to be done to overcome them. But how can you fight a battle that you're not even aware of? And so there's an awareness that's arising this month where you're going to be like really on point and ready, right, for these challenges, to meet them head on. I also feel like there could be, again, kind of that same energy and ascending that's happening. There's going to be like an enlightenment taking place in the next 30 days for November. I'm seeing like an enlightenment taking place, some type of celebration around this awareness that's opening up for you. And this illumination of information, illumination of energy. This may also even accompany, I'm hearing, definite experiences, right? Not everyday experiences. You may be opening up to actually allow yourself to be a part of the light, share the light, experience the light. Yeah, this is beautiful. And so there's some experiences that you'll be open to experiencing, and it feels really good, right? It feels really good. And I do feel the energy of like celebration around this. Whatever this is, whatever experiences that you're inviting in this month is cause for celebration, cause for finding ways to actually acknowledge this. And even if you're the only one celebrating it, right? Do something that shows that you're actually acknowledging this and uplifting yourself with these triumphs, with these experiences, right? And this could also be spirit celebrating you and bringing some level of attention towards you to show your experience, your growth, to acknowledge your openness and receptivity of the light. And it's around that awareness. I'm hearing that again. There's something opening up this month where you're going to be seeing a lot more, be seeing a lot clearer. I also see that this month there's going to be communication coming through, and possibly lots of accolades with, the growth that you're going to be open to and experiencing. I feel like people are going to notice and talk about it, like possibly something different about you, right? I feel like communication is going to be big this month for you. And the challenge around the communication is to be honest with the communication. Be open, be transparent, be clear with the communication. And that's going to be like on the forefront of what's highlighted this month for you, Capricorn, is communication. For some of you, you're picking up your journals and you'll be journaling. And part of this communication is going to be with yourself, being open and honest with yourself, allowing that light to come in, right, in that way. For some of you, I do see possible, you could be writing some form of media, like you're writing a book or you're writing some type of piece of art or work that you're going to share. I do see praise coming in around this. If you are doing some form of expression, some form of art with writing, you're going to get some form of accolades around that this month. But Spirit is pointing out the need to be authentic and honest in your communication overall. Yeah. This month also is going to be a month where you are going to be like in this very positive energy. And you're going to have an opportunity to, through the positivity, influence the outcome through the expectations that you're setting, right? For yourself, for the outcome of situations that you'll be interacting with this month. And I feel like there is a lot of clarity coming in around the power that you have over your outcome. It has a lot to do with how you're looking at things and the intention and the expectation around that. I do feel like a lot of focus is going to be placed on how you're seeing things. You could be seeing things and choosing to see things just in a positive light. I'm not even going to entertain anything else other than what it is that I want to see, right? What it is that I expect from this situation. And so it's almost like you're going to choose to put on rose-colored glasses and to see things in a certain way this month. And your expectation is going to align with that as well. And so it does feel like a very beautiful month for you. Lots of things to be thankful for. I do feel like there's going to be positive experiences coming in, both with yourself and with others. Many of you are going to be held in high esteem for things that you are doing this month, for changes that you're making. It's going to be very obvious. I feel like for some of you, there's a lot of work that you've been doing. And part of what's happening this month is going to be a result of the work that you've already put in. And that work that you put in is showing up like this, right? It's showing up like this. Okay, so let's take a look and get some tarot and see what else is Capricorn going to have the privilege of being thankful about this month. Yeah. I do feel like for someone who works with energy, if you are connected with nature, there's going to be some level of interaction or drawing in energy and power from the elements. You could actually benefit from windy days when the wind is high and you just simply go out and stand in it and absorb the energy. Or it could be rain. There's some level of connecting with the weather, I'm hearing. Someone draws energy from the weather specifically. All right, so what else for Capricorn? What else for Capricorn? All right. Okay, so I have the cosmic mirror coming out here, Judgment and the Moon. And then I also have the Tower. And lastly, the Ten of Cups, okay? I'm hearing, I didn't wake up like this, right? Spirit is saying that. And so there's a saying that I woke up like this, right? And it's to say that I didn't have to do anything to be this beautiful. It's just, that's how it is, right? But Spirit is saying, I didn't wake up like this. And I think what Spirit is saying, Capricorn, is that you have put in the work and it's going to show, right? It's almost like Spirit is saying, you didn't just happen upon like these good things that is going to happen to you in November. Like there was some things that happened in the background. There was some struggles. There were some challenges. There was some work that you put in, right? In order to see these things come to pass and to be able to have these experiences this month, right? I didn't wake up like this, right? I did some work, right? That's what I hear Spirit saying. But I have the cosmic mirror here and the judgment, and then I also have the moon. And so Capricorn, I'm seeing that there was a point in the recent past where, or it could have been a little bit further than recent, where there was a reckoning that you had with yourself, where you craved like an overhaul to everything, like you wanted a renewal, an overall renewal of everything. And it's almost like the change that you desired was like something that was completely unavoidable. But it was not something that you even, it might have been something like crying out from your spirit that kind of eased up into your consciousness. It's like, I need a change, right? I realized that. You came to that moment, you're like, I need an overall change. And that may have included partnerships, relationships. It may have included friends, family, the things that you were actually pouring yourself into and giving of yourself. You came to the understanding that there is a need to change something. You may have come to a crossroads of needing to make a decision as to which path you're going to take moving forward, right? You could have come to a crossroads. And there was some level of clarity that came into that offered you both clarity of what it is that you needed, of what it is that you wanted, and also understanding of a need of separation from something, right? And so coming into where you are right now, I'm seeing like you decided that a change was needed, and now you stand at a place of making that decision, of determining like what that looks like. What is it that needs to be done? Right? Possibly offering or looking for a new direction, looking for a new purpose. And it's not necessarily outwardly, like this is something that's being cultivated from the inside. Like this is a change that's happening internally. And I think the internal change is what's going to actually produce things to change on the outside. Many times change starts from the inside. It starts from the consciousness as a thought, and then everything else starts to manifest from that. And so the judgment card, which kind of represents where you are right now, it's like being at that point where realizing, that something has to give. There's some level of struggle that you might be acknowledging right now and wanting to take your power back, whether it's from, this connection that you have to people. It could be a connection that you have to an organization, right? It could be a connection that you have, again, to things. But I feel like you're in the energy of really being honest, weighing the pros and cons, deciding like what is actually going to be right for you. You're making that decision. And being really specific and really critical too. Patiently cranking out the answer. The need for change, and you're moving on that right now. And it's almost like the level of radical change that you will move on will depend on the situation, right? For some of you, this could be subtle change that's going to make a huge impact. For others of you, this is a radical change, right? That's on the precipice, right? You're on the precipice of this change. And I see that coming in right now. You're deliberating that right now as we speak. This need for change. As you move forward, though, we have the moon here. And I'm saying the moon is actually going to move towards this reality, right, of the energies that you're noticing are constantly changing. And it's being able to deal with that. It's being able to deal with the rises and the falls, the ins and outs, the ups and downs that life has to offer us. But at the same time, understanding the need of balance in that, right? It's also understanding that we have control over ourselves more than anything else. Like, life will do what life is going to do. But we don't have to be like a ship going to and from, even though life is doing that, right? We don't have to actually engage with life in that way. There is, I feel like moving forward, there's going to be a deepening. There's going to be a deepening of understanding of how to deal with life in a more subtle way, in a more balanced way. Because the moon brings in a level of the unexpected. And it's also bringing in mysterious energy. There could be things that you, being that you're coming into this great energy of awareness, there's things that you're going to notice here in the future. Things that seem very unconnected, but are very much influencing the outcome or influencing each other. And I feel like this is you tapping into that awareness. Things are going to actually become very apparent in ways that it has not in the past. In the future. And you're going to be seeing things more clearly. And you're going to be piecing things together. And it may in fact blow your mind. Now, the moon talks about psychic energy. So I could be talking to some Capricorns that possess this energy. And it's going to become sharper here, where you're going to be seeing things a little bit more clearer. I do see some challenges coming in with the tower, though. And the tower, the energy of the tower brings in an energy of dealing with things, dealing with difficult things in order to clear out, right? It's getting past the infection so that we can be whole, so that we can be healed, right? I don't know why I'm hearing that or why Spirit gave me that as an example. But it's also talking about facing pain, painful situations, or even things that seem destructive. But in order to get past that and to clear that unwanted aspect of our lives, so that we can actually experience fresh growth. So there might be processes of clearing things out that's difficult. You could be moving away from things. You could be clearing out old mindsets that keep you in your head and just, there's some transformation happening. And it possibly could be happening through difficult circumstances. But understand that there is a clearing happening. in terms of fresh growth. Okay, the Tower talks about clearing things out, breaking things down that didn't really have a sure foundation, that wasn't stable in the first place. And it's breaking it down so that something more stable and solid can be placed there that won't be knocked down easily. And Spirit gave me that example of an infection being cleared out so that health can come in. I don't know why, but Spirit is saying something about possibly someone having to visit a hospital here. There's something to do with a hospital. Someone could be sick. And this could be something that's difficult to deal with. There's some level of fear around the hospital and having to visit the hospital. But it's also understanding that that's necessary. A hospital is a place where you go to get healing, right? You go to be taken care of when there's something wrong, when you're sick, right? And there could possibly be some type of procedure that's being done by someone that's just not, you're thankful for it to be able to get the help, but it's a difficult process, right? But on the other side of that is healing, right? Is the results from whatever's taking place at the hospital, I'm hearing. Now, when it's all said and done, I do see, we said the 10 of Cups was in the outcome. And the 10 of Cups is actually beautiful energy. It's beautiful energy. And it reminds us of everything that we have when we talk about home. When we talk about our city, when we talk about the town, or that thing that represents like the center of our lives, the center of the universe for that matter. And for those within it, right, our tribe, our community, our family, like those that mean the most to us, that make up our very world. And this is also connecting to your dreams and where you find your fulfillment and your delight in life. This is where your passions and your contentment lies. And so I feel with the 10 of Cups being in the outcome, this is coming to a place after dealing with the difficulty of making difficult decisions, of change and turning away from old things, and dealing with the mysteries, and information shrouded in, darkness. It can't be seen, but I think it'll be revealed in many ways for you this month, Capricorn. And also dealing with the healing process, or the tearing down of what needs to be torn down so that new growth can happen, so that healing can happen. After all is said and done, we have the 10 of Cups to look forward to. And the 10 of Cups is delighting in the life that you have, being passionate and loving it, and being content with what you've built for yourself. Yeah. And I see you being really busy, like really working at this change and transforming things into a situation that you love, right? I see that for you, Capricorn. And this is, you're being encouraged not to let go and to continue working at it. Not through worldly sense, but do and build that which makes your heart happy, right? It's not so much as how it looks as it's not so much important as how it looks as how it feels, right? The Ten of Cups is heart energy, it's emotions, it's connection. And I feel like for some of you, you could have created beautiful things, and understand like what it took to build that. Spirit is bringing me back to that. I didn't wake up like this, right? As much as beautiful as it may look when it's all said and done, you know the work that you had to do and to put in to bring this about, to be able to enjoy this, right? Spirit is saying, I didn't just wake up like this for you, Capricorn, because you know the sacrifice, the pain, right? The gritting of the teeth with certain situations that you had to endure to get to this Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is in the outcome, clarified by the Ten of Cups, right? You get to choose what that looks like. And I feel like you're doing a good job in bringing that together. I'm seeing you very busy working on that and putting that together. But Spirit is definitely saying, I didn't wake up like that. In other words, understand what it took to bring this about, because you will end up in a very beautiful space. And all of these oracle energies that came out for you are as a result of the work that you put in. Okay? There is a price that you paid. The Tower says that there's a price that was paid, and it was heavy. The Judgment says that too. On the Judgment is a picture of the phoenix rising. You got the dark side and the light side, which talks about heavy transformation. The phoenix has to die and rise again, but every time it rises new, more resilient, more powerful, more wise, more connected, more intuitive, right? More creative. Like it rises being more than it actually went down as being. It rises as a new creature. So there is a price to pay for the enjoyment that you have, that you will enjoy this month. It's a price to pay, to be able to say I'm thankful for these experiences and for the awareness of what I have and how to keep it moving, keep it growing, right? There's a price behind that. And so let's see, is there any last advice that Spirit is bringing in here? For some of you, that Ten of Cups is going to result in a home. And I don't mean like buying a home. I mean a significant other and children, a safe space, right? For you to build and plan your family and the love of life, right? Whatever that means for you. For some of you, you don't want that. It may be something different. It could be a home for you to raise your cats and your dogs, and they have everything that whatever that means for you, that's what the Ten of Cups is. It's overall fulfillment in every way possible that you see that, okay? Let's see, any advice for Capricorn as we end here? Any advice for Capricorn as we end here, Spirit? Eight of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles. Any advice for Capricorn? Let's get one more. Okay, two more came out. The Ten of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so starting with the Eight of Wands in the advice. The Eight of Wands is definitely a card coming from the Seven of Wands, which talks about a struggle of having to feel guarded. And, you know, the Eight of Wands graduates from the Seven. It's almost like a congratulation of a job well done, of, you know, standing your ground and being able to maintain what it is that you have and protect it. And so coming to the Eight of Wands, on the shadow side, right? We're talking about these wands now are being pushed apart so that we can see more clearly. We're opening our eyes to possibilities that are standing before us now, okay? And always taking into account the road that we've come from as we move to the road ahead. Right? Adapting and learning from past mistakes. And as we reassess the options, right? It's a benefit. Also, the Eight of Wands could represent being willing and open to move quickly, right? Being ready so you don't have to get ready. It could be travel. The Eight of Wands could be news coming in very quickly, good news, quick, decisive movement, rapid action. It's being very ready, right? Staying ready, I feel like is what Spirit is saying. The interesting thing is also that I have 3 tens in a row here. The 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Wands, and then I have the Wheel of Fortune, which is actually a 10 as well. So you have 3 tens in your advice, Capricorn. And 10s talk about completion. 10s talk about the end of cycles, renewal, transformation, enlightenment, like what we've been talking about from the beginning of this reading. Something very special is happening during the month of November for you. The 10 of Wands actually points to having great self-esteem, right? The 10 of Wands is sometimes seen as a negative card because it's saying that there's a heaviness or possibly a burden, possibly being overly busy, right? Having so much to do that you don't have enough time or willpower to do it, being overworked. But in this deck, the 10 of Wands actually is having many things happening all at once. Having, you know, definitely responsibilities to take care of. But it's also understanding as we look around this card. To one side, we have the 10 of Pentacles. And on the other side, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So that says that what would normally be a negative situation, as all these things unfold for you at the same time, it's not going to be, because you're surrounded with the extra support that you need. Yeah. And so this is also, let's take a look at the 10 of Pentacles, which is on one side, to see how you're being supported with all of these things that are unfolding. Choices, you know, change, having to actually rebuild and, you know, assess what's needed as you're putting together this desired life that you want, you know. And so with the 10 of Pentacles, we're talking about possible legacy, like the things in your bloodline that would be important to you. being aware of your ancestral lineage. The 10 of Wands also talks about ancestral energy as well. So for some of you, you could actually have support coming in from your ancestors. You could have support coming in spiritually. And this points to a time to consider those who have come before you, as well as those who are still here with you. Not only that, those to come. The 10 of Pentacles talks about legacy. And so you're placed in a position, Capricorn, I feel like a very special position. So you're in a position to make decisions that are going to cause change within your bloodline. And Spirit wants you to understand where you stand right now. Yeah. And you're being guided to acknowledge your ancestors, right? Those that have passed. You're an ancestor. Did you know that, Capricorn? And your future, your legacy is ancestry as well. And so you're in a position to see all three timelines of your ancestry. No better place to be. You're in a position to shift things for your bloodline. That may be why things feel so heavy, if it does, because you're given an opportunity to shift the trajectory of your bloodline. And so this 10 of Wands that would normally seem very heavy is being supported by the 9 of Pentacles. Your position, your privileged position. Now, when we look at the Wheel of Fortune, which is on the other side of the 10 of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune talks about the energy of support. It can give us many different kinds of situations, but whatever comes is, what it's saying, that whatever comes our way is supposed to come our way. And it's talking about things like destiny. It's talking about things like karma. It's talking about things like energy coming back around, right? But it's all talking about change, whether for better, whether for worse. And this card showing up on the right side of the 10 of Wands is talking about possibly having the answer, right, within the situation itself. And the fact that we have more power over what's happening than we realize. Yeah. And I think it has a lot to do when we talk about karma. We're talking about the return of energy, right? Not only for the present, but also the return of energy from past generations, and how you get to actually demonstrate the energy that will come for the next generation, right? We get to create our own luck, is what this card is saying, the Wheel of Fortune. And we get to define whether this is good or bad by how we deal with it. We're talking about cycles. Fate. And so on the other side of this 10 of Wands is the recognition of our ability to manipulate the situation, right? I'm using that word specifically. Manipulate doesn't always mean a bad thing. 4444 on the clock. Manipulate means being aware of the fluidity of energy available to us. And when I say fluidity, I mean the ability to move it and shift it and shape it the way that we want, right? The Wheel of Fortune says that you have a sense of control over what's happening here, being that you're positioned where you are in your timeline, in your bloodline, right? And so I know this is deep. It's probably over a lot of heads, but just hear me out. And so these 3 tens represent an end of a cycle, I believe, possibly for your family, for your bloodline, and you have been placed in a position to make that change. So everything that's happening, this enlightenment, right? This confrontation of self right now, this ability to communicate and to be authentic and to choose how you're going to respond to things and what you'll expect. You have a sense of control over that, Capricorn. The 10 of Cups came out in the outcome. And I feel like for many of you, the choices that you made are going to lead you to success, is what that's saying. The other thing that the Wheel of Fortune represents is having a level of support from spirit. The Wheel of Fortune is just having things turning in your favor. And it's also understanding that no matter what way the wheel is turning, it all has to do with how you respond to it in relation to what it is that you want to happen next. Very much deals with how you respond. What is it that you want to happen next is in direct correlation with how you respond to the things that are happening. Spirit saying it's in your hands. September is going to be a very powerful month. A lot of things could very well go over our head. Nevertheless, it is unfolding. And so one of the things to ask for is the enlightenment, is the illumination and, the understanding of what's happening. Okay. And so that's for you, Capricorn. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's a pleasure reading this kind of energy. Thank you. This is beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it. And so like, share, comment. If you have questions, please follow up. If you want to go further, hit me up for a personal read. I'm here. Make sure you hit the like button, share, comment, subscribe if you have not. Hit the bell so you'll be notified in case I go live or post more content, okay? Thank you for stopping by, Capricorn. It has been Blood Moon Oracle. Until next time, enjoy yourself, all right? Bye.